No, I don't have any doubts regarding the journal entry. Like all of the journal entries are clear for me.
Okay, very good. Okay, so the next topic we are going to start. Is there any requirement for like you told me that your unit test is completed in the school, I think. So is there any requirement for school? Because we should go by the school syllabus that's they want to cover before the next test. So is there any test requirement you have, like which chapter will be coming in the exam?
No, not now. Like this ledger, this journal, it's not coming, but I did have my first accounting test today, like of the first seven chapters. But the only really important thing that came was accounting equations in the practical part. So you know, no, I don't have any test relating to this as of now.
Okay. So how was your test then?
My accounting test went really well. Like all the theory part was good, but like for the accounting equation, I was so frustrated after that because for this one transaction, I think it was, you sold goods for like 4,500 to 5,000. It didn't click in my head what it was something like this. It did not click in my head what it was because I was doing all of the difficult, the transactions because I thought, okay, this might come. But like the easy one came and I forgot how to do that. Like 4,500 is the actual value of the goods, but 5,000 is the value you sell it at, and
Yes,
500 is the profit. And so
profit.
I was so mad because it clicked after I gave my paper. Like literally 5 minutes, I stared at it and I'm like, oh my God. So my whole answer is wrong and I'll lose 2 marks. I'm so mad. like,
Actually, this thing you have done in the test conducted by like Learnivio also. Let
yeah,
me show you. You can see the screen.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yes. So what you have done, it is written here that sold personal car for this much amount and it is deposited into firm's bank account. Okay.
Hmm.
So if personal car is sold and the amount is brought to firm's account, it means it will increase the bank balance of firm. Yes.
Yeah, it will.
But what is the second entry for this? You missed the second entry. You can see here, I have written this 50,000 in capital, but you have written only one item on the asset side. So where is the other item?
Yeah, I didn't realize it that, there is another item for this.
Actually, in the beginning of accounting equation, I have told you that every transaction have two aspects. It will
Yeah, they
affect
have two
at least
aspects.
two items. Yes.
Yes, and one is debited, one is credited. That's basically the rule of every transaction.
So you have done only one item here. The
Yeah,
second item is gone. So now what will happen? Due to this, all these side equation will be incorrect.
yeah, they're all wrong now because of that.
So yes, that is the problem. Actually, I was checking this. You have not solved many questions like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I didn't solve those questions because I didn't revise this chapter at the time I took this test. Like my dad told me that I have to take it because Learnivio, they kept telling me to do it. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just write whatever I knew. So I did, and it was only after this test that I actually revised the chapter again. And I did redo the test after that as a practice. That's a different thing, but yeah. To be fair, I didn't revise for this test, so but in the
Okay.
exam I did well overall. Like it's out of
Okay.
25, so I expect to get like maybe above 20 or something. Like
But the one accounting equation question is incorrect.
yeah, that because of that I'll lose 2 marks because last time I made a similar mistake. I think it was prepaid rent. I only recorded as rent, but like prepaid rent is an asset because like you are getting that it's a prepaid
Okay.
expense, right?
One thing that will help you in these type of situation, these kind of mistake you can avoid by using this method. First of all, if you are writing anything, let's say in the same question, I'm taking this one. Yes, let's say. So here you can see the 50,000 is increasing on the asset side. So 50,000 should increase on the liability side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Or if 50,000 is increasing in one asset, then there should be 50,000 minus in one asset. If
Yes.
this is not the case, then it should be this.
Yeah, it
Yes or
should be.
yes.
The
So
passive
that's what
priority is
I'm.
two accounts. You can't just affect one. So you have to like figure out which one is the other
So
account.
first thing is you have to understand that it will affect at least two items. At least two items. And after that, you have to see that both side amount is same or not. Like you have told me the question was sold goods for 5,000, goods costing 4,500.
Yeah,
So
the actual cost of the goods 4,500, but you sold it
you
at
have done
500,
this
and
part, only this part, yes?
yeah, I only did that part. I forgot to record the profit in the capital. That was my mistake. That's why the whole thing became wrong.
Yes.
And when I was checking LHS, RHS, I'm like, why is it wrong? And it was at the ending of the exam. It's like last 5 minutes. So I was like stressing out like so much.
Okay. So in this situation, you can see that 5,000 is adding, 4,500 is deducting from the amount. So
Yeah.
the net effect is still 500, 500 on the asset side. So there
Yeah,
should
then
be a 500 on the liability side also. Okay, that is what avoid the any mistake that you are going to make in accounting equation. Because in accounting equation, every question is after the other one. So if you make a mistake in the previous one, then all the next answer will be incorrect. That is why we need to be careful at every step. So when I am solving the question, I check every time after adding all the items, after every transaction, I try to calculate the total of both sides and see that is equal or not. That is the
yeah.
main point here. You have,
Yeah, because
I
that's the
think,
formula. Asset equal to
that
liability
part.
plus capital. It has to adhere to
Yes.
that formula, obviously.
So you have done the calculation of both sides in the last or after every transaction. Tell me.
No, I did after every transaction, new equation, because it will become a huge mess at the end of the thing. Like
So,
you'll make so many mistakes.
so it means like after doing this transaction, you already know that there is some mistake. Yes.
There is some mistake, but it wasn't clicking in my head. And because it was, the time was running out, I had to like jump and I had to do everything else because of it. I left some space in case,
And
it
all
was wrong.
other theory part you have done very good.
Yeah, the whole theory part I did well. Aside from some, minor mistakes, but like I did well in the theory part. I studied well for theory.
That's good. Okay. So let's start with ledger now. Do you have any question with any of your test?
No, like aside from that accounting equation, and like in the test, no, I don't have any question. Like, it's all good on it. Like,
Okay. Actually, questions were very simple in the test that
yeah,
we
they
have.
were pretty simple. They were like compared to the questions that I did, which had outstanding, accrual, prepaid, like,
No, there are some questions. Let me show you
yeah,
related to that also.
yeah, there were
This
some questions too.
yes, question number 11. You can see here wages outstanding, then interest due, rent paid in advance. These things I have specially put here so that these type of transaction will be clear before your examination. Actually, these tests are conducted to revise your concept. So if you
Yeah,
are having any doubt, then you can ask here in the class.
okay.
Okay.
But like
Then
that made sense to me. Like I understood like what you meant by that because yeah, sold goods for cash.
if actually we have discussed this in class, and if you have solved this one, then I think it may be clicked in the examination also.
Oh, I
Yes,
didn't solve this question in the test. Okay,
that's what I'm saying, because we
your
conduct
mistakes are in the past. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to learn from your mistakes.
Yes. So from now on, you just try to revise the concept before the your test in the school and before the test in the classes also, because that will help you. We always conduct test before the school test. Okay. We
Okay.
try to revise all the concept that is going to be asked in your examination, so that it will help you. You can see I have asked in different type of question. There are so many questions, and if you have gone through all these paper, I think there should be no issue in solving the test paper of your school also.
Yeah. But like, mistakes were made. It did not click in that second, okay? In that second, it did not click. Like, you know what I thought? I thought it was a range at first. And then I'm like, no, it can't be a range. What am I saying? Like, so yeah, mistakes are in the past. I won't do it again. Like, you know,
Okay. So let's start with ledger now,
yeah,
because ledger, first of all, in the beginning of accountancy, I told you that there is first step in accounting, that is recording, and then classifying. Yes.
yeah.
Do you remember what is classifying means?
Oh yeah, classifying is like, what is that? To put in, it's classifying into different accounts, right? Like because there are different accounts
Divided
under
into different
ledger.
parts.
Yeah, different parts. Like under, like when you do the journal entry, like there are like certain entries that fall under certain accounts under ledger. So when you make the ledger, you have to classify them into those respective accounts. Basically,
Yes. So
that's what you
there
mean,
are
right?
some problem with the recording process only, because it will not provide all the information, because we record the transaction like purchase, sale. Let me give you one example so that it will be. I have given you this example in the beginning, but let me give you this example. Let's say in the past, when the books are maintained in notebook register, then let's say you have a register of 100 pages, and in every page there is 4 to 5 transactions. So let's say 500 transaction is written in this notebook, total 500 transaction, and this is related to a year, 1 year. Now if you have to calculate total purchase of the year, then what we have to do, we have to go through this 100 pages, all the transaction one by one, so that we can find all the purchases during the year and then calculate the total. Yes.
Yeah,
Now if we are doing the same thing here, like total sales we need, then the same work we have to do.
yeah.
Total
You have to find all the sales basically.
total
Yeah, all the
salary,
sales.
again we have to do the same thing. So every time we need some information, we have to go through all the pages of journal. Yes.
Yes.
So if we are doing this again and again, why not we should separate it, so that every information will be on a certain page and I have to go to that page. So that means classification. So what we have done, we have after recording in journal, what we have done, we have created different accounts. Okay, different accounts, and these accounts record all similar transaction, record transaction related to this one, same ledger or same account, you will say. So that is what we are doing in ledger. This is called classification part. So after recording in journal, what we do, we just take all the transaction and separate them. Like all the purchase will be written at one page, all the sales will be written at one page, all the salary, all the expenses, all the any amount payable to someone, that is written on a single page. So that is what happened in ledger. Is this clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So now if we go by the definition, you can see here, just yes, this is the definition. So ledger is a principal book in which all the transaction recorded in journal is classified in different accounts on the basis of their relation. It means all the transaction related with the account is written at one place. Okay. So all the transaction which is related with a separate account, separate name or separate item, it will be written at one place. So that is how we can calculate all the information easily. For features, it is a principal book. Now, what does it mean by principal book? Principal book means an important book that will help in getting some information. So this is the first book which will provide you some information. In journal, we are just recording the transaction. There is no information you are getting. It is just to remember the transaction. And after journal, we start the process of accounting. Okay, actually, journal is also part of accounting, but basically it is just a recording part. So that's why it will not give you any important information. So information will be received from this part, the ledger part. So that is why it is called principal book, an important book. So it is a principal book. It is prepared from journal, and it is master record of all the accounts. So if you have to find any item detail, like we prepare trial balance. Trial balance is list of account. Okay. So we
Yeah.
trial balance is list of account, and when we prepare this list of account, it is based on ledger. And after the trial balance, we prepare final account. Okay. Now, in
Okay.
all these accounts, the trial balance and final account, there are many account detail. Let's say in trial balance, there is an item called Mohan account. Now, in trial balance, only balance will be written here, let's say 8,000. But if we have to go through the details of this account, then you have to go to ledger. Again, let's say you are preparing financial statement. In financial statement, all the income, expenses, assets, and liabilities are written. So let's say there is a machine written. Machine value is 60,000. Okay. Now we want to see the detail of that. What are the transaction involved? What are the transaction related to machine? So again, we have to open ledger. So for every detail related to any account, you have to go to the ledger. So that is why it is called principal book. It is basis of everything that we are doing. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the student also asked that, so if it is basis of everything, then journal is basis of ledger also. So journal should be also called principal book.
Okay.
This type of question is in your mind? Yes or no?
Uh, Not exactly. No.
Okay.
Uh,
Actually, let me explain. Because yes, journal, we prepare ledger on the basis of journal. But if we are opening the ledger, we have all the information. We don't have to go to journal. We have all the information in ledger itself. So if
yes.
you're opening the ledger, then you don't have to go anywhere. Yes, if you want to verify that it is correct or not, then you can check it with the journal. But otherwise, there is no need to open journal. So that's why journal is not principal book, because it is not needed after you have prepared ledger.
Okay, because for journal, you don't need a journal to prepare a ledger, right? You can use like
Yes.
other.
After that, you have prepared the ledger, then you don't need journal. It is only to check verification of ledger that it is correct or not. You can do that by comparing it
Okay,
with journal entry.
I've never heard that actually. I didn't know that the journal wasn't that important after making the ledger. Like,
Okay. Actually, most of the time when we start teaching student, we always say that journal is the most important part. Simply, yes, journal is the most important part in all the
it's
accounting
one of the
process.
longest parts of accounting, like what I've seen. So yeah.
So it is the most important one. Why? Because in while you are studying the accountancy, every time you will find the rule of journal. So that is
Yeah.
why it is important. Okay.
Okay.
Now, while doing the accountancy for any company, then the ledger is the most important one. After preparing ledger, then we don't need journal.
Okay.
So ledger is a principal book. Actually, this a simple feature, principal book, and there is so much explanation related to this. Okay, so second is it is prepared from journal. Yes, I have already told you that
Yeah,
ledger
you
is
told me.
prepared from journal. The third is it is master record of all accounts. So every account, if you have to see any account, you have to go to ledger. And the fourth one is it helps in preparation of trial balance and also the financial statement. So these are the features. Please write this.
Yeah, okay, just give me a second.
Actually, in ledger, theory part is very less. If you open your book, you can see that after 1 2 pages, question started. Actually, one feature you can also write here.
Yeah.
Okay, write this. It shows the current balance of all the accounts. Means ledger is prepared to calculate the balance of every account, like purchase balance, sale balance, any amount payable or receivable from someone. That is also part of ledger.
Okay. Finished writing.
Okay. After this, there is format of ledger. You can see here. Now, this format of ledger is divided into two parts, debit and credit. So you can see that four columns and four columns are repeated. Date, particular JF amount, again, date, particular JF amount. So from here, it is debit and credit.
And the
Okay.
left side is debit and the right side is
Yes.
credited.
So this is debit and this is credit.
What
Now,
does JF mean?
JF means journal folio. It is written below this format you can see here. The first column is date of transaction, means that the transaction written in journal, that date will be written here. Then name of account. That is the most important part because it is confusing. I will explain you. I think you'll understand. So name of account will be written in particular column, the second column. The third is journal folio, JF, and the fourth is amount related to account. So these format uh, we have to prepare for every account. Now, if we are following any different steps to, if we are following different steps, let's say you have prepared journal. Now in journal, you write many journal entry like purchase account debit to cash, and then cash account debit to sales, cash account debit to capital, wages account debit to cash. So there can be different type of transaction. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find a question that I have solved so that I can explain this. Yes. So this is bank related transaction. Yes, this one. Okay. So you can see that there are different account name in this journal. So while preparing ledger from the journal, what we have to do here is we have to count the account number. There is one cash account, then two capital account, three purchase account, four Harish account. Purchase is repeated here, so not gonna count it. Cash is also repeated. Purchase cash, Kailash 5, sales 6, then cash sales, sales return 7, Kailash, Harish, purchase return 8, machine 9, Sohan 10. So let's say up to this point, there are so many transactions actually. So let's say up to this point, the question is completed here. Let's say now we have calculated total number of accounts 10. Yes. Now we have to prepare this format 10 times. This
You have
format,
to make the ledger 10 times.
yes, we have to prepare this format 10 times to record all these accounts. So one account will be for cash. Now, generally, we leave more space for cash because cash transaction is more. Then capital, then a second account will be for capital, then purchase account, then Harish account, then Kailash account, sales account, these type of transaction. So this is the first step in preparation of ledger, that you count the number of accounts written in journal entry and you create the same number of format. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, please write this format and the detail. Done?
Oh, 1 second. Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay. So after this, this is the process in Ledger. The first step, I already told you that we will count the journal, okay, one by one. And along with this, I am going to solve a question so that the, the steps that is written in process of Ledger will be understood easily. Okay. So let me explain it first, then I will solve the question. Posting means transfer of entries from journal to respective account in Ledger. It is necessary because it will summarize and bring all the transaction related to a particular account at one place. First step is identify the accounts to be debited or credited in Ledger. First of all, mm, let's copy some of the transaction from here. So these are the journals.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have to create how many accounts? One. One is
10
cash
accounts.
account. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For these
So
transactions, we
there's
have to open 6 accounts. Okay.
okay.
So I'm creating the account. First column is for date, then there will be JF, then amount, then again date. So date, particular, JF, amount, then again date, particular. Actually, JF column will be blank because I told you in a journal also that LF generally we leave blank because there is no concept of page number nowadays because we are doing accounting in computer in like system, so that's why there is no page number in,
Okay.
and the JF LF these columns are related to page numbers, that's why these are blank. Okay, let's say account name I will write later, just copy this 6 times. Actually, you cannot do it in your notebook, the copy part. 4, then 5, then 6. Now, cash account is the first one. So this is cash account. The second is capital account. Then the third is purchase sale. Purchase Harish Kailash sale. Purchase account. Then Harish account. Then sales account. And the last one is Kailash. Now, first step is complete. So the next step is identify the account to be debited or credited in ledger. So first you will see the journal one by one. The first journal entry is cash account debit to capital account. So this transaction will go in cash account and capital account. Why? Because only these two names are written in journal entry. So in journal entry, whatever name is written, it will be debited or credited in those accounts only. Okay. So if it is a written cash account debit to capital account, it will not go to any purchase account or sale account. It will go in cash and capital. Okay.
Okay.
So this step, I'm just talking about this steps. Can you tell me this transaction, the Jan 3 transaction, June 3 transaction, purchase to Harish, where it will go?
It will go to purchase account,
Yes,
and then Harish will go to the Harish account
yes,
because
in Harish account. So if there is two account name written in journal, then it will go to two accounts. If it is three, then it will go to three accounts. This part is clear.
yeah,
The next step is enter the date of transaction in the date column of the account written in journal entry. Name of the account in opposite side of journal. Name of account in the opposite side of journal will be written in particular column. That is the important part. Always you have to remember this. So we can combine the first step and the third step in explanation, then you'll understand. Okay, so now I have written cash account debit to capital account. Now we have to decide that in cash account, where it will be written in capital, because there is two sides. One is debit, one is credit. So it will go either side on any one side. So where it will go in cash account, where it will go in capital account. First of all, we have to see the side of account in journal. So can you tell me cash account is written on which side?
it's on the debit side,
And capital is on the credit?
the credit side.
Yes. So if cash is written on the debit side, cash, then it will go on the debit side of cash account.
Debit side is like it has to be to cash, right? And on
No,
the credit, oh,
just
not
I'm
that.
just deciding the side first. You tell
Okay,
me, is this clear?
yeah, it's clear.
Okay. You have to see the heading, this heading in which you are entering the transaction. It is written on which side? And then you have to write on the same side. So cash account in journal entry is on the debit side. So that's why entry will be on the debit side. Okay.
Okay,
And capital account, cash to capital. So capital is on the credit side. So capital here it will be written. Is this clear?
yeah.
Let me ask you the another one so that it will be clear. Uh, Actually, the second step also I will cover. I told you that first step and third step will be together. Now, which account will be written? That is important. So in cash, it is clearly mentioned here in third step, name of account in the opposite side of journal will be written in particular column. Opposite account name. So in cash
Oh,
account,
you have to write capital,
we have to write capital, and in capital account, we have to write cash.
cash. Wait, what? Huh? What? Why are we writing that?
Why we are writing that?
I know it's an opposite name, but like, is cash seriously the opposite of capital? Like, capital is opposite of cash.
No, no. Actually, it is not like opposite word. It is opposite in journal entry, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like cash is on the debit side. So opposite side is credit side.
Okay.
So that's why capital will go in cash account. And in capital account, opposite side is cash.
Okay.
What is your question here?
It's like my question here is that like, why are we recording it as capital? And then why are we recording it as cash? Like, is there like any specific reason for that? I know it said opposite, like of journal entry, but like
So is there any reason you're saying? Okay.
yeah, like
The reason is again the same thing. Actually, it is heading is cash account. So it is said, or it is assumed that if the name is cash account, then that should not be written in the here. It is not correct. Like own name is not used in the account. Do you remember this? I told you in the beginning that when the owner's name comes in any transaction, we never write owner's name. Yes?
yeah, we never write the owner's name.
Yes. So in cash account, we cannot write cash account. In capital account, we cannot write cash account. Like we have to write the opposite side name because we cannot write the same account name. Now think about it just for 1 minute. Okay. If cash
Okay,
account,
we are writing the opposite side name because the capital is in the opposite side. Like
yes,
the
yes,
capital is in
capital.
the opposite side. That's why we're writing it. Okay. Because debit is in that opposite side. We have to write that. Okay, okay, okay. I understand. I understand.
Okay. So like in this transaction, June 10, Kalash account debit to sales account. If we have to write in Kalash account, then we will write to sales account. And if we have to write in sales account, then we will write by Kalash account.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one thing you have to remember that debit side item will start with to and credit side item will start with by.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So this is yes. So cash account, debit to capital. So to capital will go in the cash account, and in capital account, it will be by cash. Is this clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Now, the next transaction you have to tell me. Purchase to Harish.
Okay, so purchase to Harish, right? Okay, so in Harish account, it will be uh it will be to Harish in the Harish
In
account.
Harish account, which account you are saying? In which account we are writing right now? Okay, it transaction you should remember
Okay, no,
purchase
in
account debit
purchase
to
account.
Harish.
No, if we have
Let
to
me come
do the
here. Yes,
purchase account.
this is purchase account. This is Harish account. Tell me.
Okay, so in purchase account, we have to write
First, tell me on which side it will be written.
it will be written on the credit side
Credit side. Why?
because we have to write the opposite one, right? So we have to,
We have to write the opposite one, but we have to see also that the heading is written on which side. This is the purchase account. Yes.
yes,
So in which account we are entering the transaction, we have to see that account is written on which side of journal entry. So can you tell me purchase is written
yeah,
on which
purchase account,
side?
it's written on the debit side.
Yes. So there will be entry on the debit side
On the debit side. And you have to write the opposite name, right? So it'll be to Harish account.
to Harish account. Very good.
Okay, I'm understanding it now. Okay.
Now in Harish account, in journal entry,
We
this
have to write
Harish
on the
account
credit
is
side
on the
and it will
credit
be
side.
by purchase.
Very good.
Okay, I understand it now. Okay.
Yes, that is the most confusing part. If this is clear, then I think everything will be clear. Now, the next transaction, purchase account debit to cash.
Okay, purchase account debited to cash. So it will be wait, oh, wait. So it's on the debit side. So it will be to cash.
In purchase account.
Yeah, in purchase account.
Okay. On which side?
On the debit side.
to cash. Very good. And in cash account?
And in cash account, it will be on the credit side, to be buy purchase.
Buy. Very good. Now you're understanding?
Yep, I'm understanding
Ledger
it
is
now.
completed in your school?
Ledger, no, we only finished half of the chapter in Ledger. Like, we did this part, which is why I'm able to understand it to some degree, but like I didn't do the rest of it. So like we only did like two questions because we had holidays after that. So
Okay. Okay. So now if this part is clear, then we will go to the next step. So enter the relevant amount in the amount column. Okay. Date and amount we have not written. So I'm writing them. Like cash to capital, it is June 1st, 1 lakh. So I will write here June 1st, 1 lakh. Then again, June 1st, 1 lakh. In amount and date part, do you have any confusion?
no, amount and date part, no, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to write
Yes.
the
June 3 purchase to Harish 10,000. June 3 and 10,000. Then in Harish account, again, it will be June 3, 10,000. Then the next is purchase account debit to cash, June 5, 8,000. It is June 5, 8,000. And in purchase account, it is June 5, 8,000. Then, sorry, this is the next transaction, purchase to cash. Actually, it is repeated. June 8, again, uh, it will be buy purchase, 7,000. And in purchase, it will be to cash,
okay.
7,000. The last transaction is Kailash to sales. So in sales, it will be buy Kailash. Date is June 10, amount is 2,000. June 10, 2,000. And here it is to sales, 2,000. Now, after writing all the entries, what we have to do, the next step is called totaling. Totaling means calculating total amount of debit and credit side separately. The higher total will be written in both side total. Okay, so we have to calculate the total of both side. Like in Kailash, total of debit is 2,000 and total of credit is in Kailash account. Debit total is 2,000 and credit total is
Okay, so debit total is 2000 and the credit is nothing. So like do you
0.
write by balance carried over?
No, no, I'm just asking about total. Credit side total is 0. Yes?
Yeah, it's zero because there's no
Yes.
transaction. So
So the higher total is written on both sides. So this 2,000 will be written in the both side. This is called totaling. Okay. I'm going step by step. Actually, I can solve the question in any one account and go to the second account, but I'm just going step by step. So first we will complete the totaling part. So in cash account, the credit side total is 15,000, debit side total is 1 lakh. So the higher total is written on the total. While solving the question, you can do however you think fit. Okay, it's up to you. But while explaining the things, every step will be separate. Now, this third thing that you said that will calculate the balance, it is called balance. You can see here. Balancing
Yeah.
means calculation of difference between total of debit and credit side. Total
Yeah,
of
you have to
low,
say which one is a lower. You have to say
yes,
which one is more and less. You have to subtract the less value from the more value, and that value that you get, you have to like write do or buy balance carried over, something like
yes.
that on that side, and then it will be balanced.
So
I
written here,
remember my teacher, she
total of
jammed this thing into my head in school because I didn't understand it.
okay.
So I have it memorized at this point.
So balancing means calculation of difference between total of debit and credit side. Total of lower side is deducted from total of higher side, and the balance amount is written on the side of lower total. And in particular column, to balance CD or by balance CD is written. So here, the lower total is on the credit side. So we will write by balance CD and the difference 1 lakh minus 15,000, it will be 85,000. And it will be last date, June 30. And this balance again will come in the beginning of next period, July 1st, to balance BD 85,000. Tell me, is this clear to you?
Yeah, it's clear.
So can I give you like assignment for this? Because actually I have not solved any proper question. I've just giving you example. So should I give the assignment after I have solved the question, or can I give it now?
You can give it now. I want to practice these questions because I've already learned this like way before. So I
Okay,
want to
so
like
in
be more
school,
thorough
which
with it.
chapter is going on? Can you tell me?
Like I said, like ledger is going on actually. Like we stopped at ledger. Like I said, we did like we learned the theory part, but then the practical part we didn't practice it a lot. We did like maybe one or two questions plus the balancing part. So
So
yeah,
you able to understand it very properly?
yeah, I'm able to understand it.
Because this is actually a small. The question will be lengthy, but the topic is not like complicated.